In this video, I'm going to talk on the topic ESOP buybacks, making the most out of it. In recent weeks, we have had two large ESOP buybacks. We saw one in Flipkart and we just heard about the next one in Swiggy. These are companies that are doing exceptionally well and have been rewarding their employees with ESOPs. Today, they've decided that they will convert that reward into cash, which means the company would buy back the ESOP and put money in the hands of the employee. I'm not sure how many people actually expected this to happen at this point in time. Often, the employee may not be fully prepared to receive that money. He has no clear idea what to do with such a large receipt. That's when one should be all the more careful. When you're not mentally ready to receive a large sum of money, or you thought that would be something you leave for later, and you suddenly have to deal with it, you're not ready, right? So you need to prepare. That's basically what all the employees who are now receiving money from ESOP buybacks from other companies should also keep in mind. When you're going to receive that money, you should not do a few things. The first thing is, you should not allocate that money to anything speculative. You can't take that money into your brokerage account and start trading in F&O. You should not spend that money fully because it's part of your compensation, it's your equity. And what you receive as equity, you must once again repurpose it towards some form of equity. Some people just keep the money in the bank account. That's the next thing you should not do. Your money should work for you, not for your banker. So you need to have an idea of how you can make your money work optimally for you. How can you do this? You should have a return expectation, a target which you will set after thinking carefully about what you think is a decent return. Control your greed. Don't think of taking crazy risks. Think of what return you would make if you took a decent risk in line with your risk appetite and your risk profile. Once you do that, look at what are the avenues you can deploy this money in to get that desired rate of return. Make sure that you are not in the wrong avenues. Make sure that you chose all the right avenues. And then select one or two places where you can deploy that money in order to get your desired return. Some people have no clear idea, so they just think that they will use this money to entirely pay off their home loan. Something drastic is what they always look to do. But there is no need to do anything drastic. Let's say you received a large sum of money. Your home loan is 100. You don't have to pay off all the 100 because you could put a good part of the money as growth capital and create more capital rather than extinguish the liability in one go. But I am not suggesting that you don't extinguish your liability at all. I am suggesting that you gradually and progressively reduce your liability. How can you do that? Reduce a part of your loan by repaying it. Maybe pay 10 or 20%. And then set when you are going to do the next repayment and work towards that using this capital. So you will always remember when you deploy this gain from ESOP that this money cannot be lost and that this money has to be used to pay the next lump sum to reduce your home loan. Don't misallocate capital in any one type of investment. Try to create a balance amongst 3 or 4 avenues. One avenue is obviously debt reduction, so you're going to reduce your loan a little bit. But think of the other 3 and have a multi-asset approach towards investing that capital. Don't go to just one asset class. Don't gamble this money in startups or other areas where you cannot afford permanent loss of capital. Because if you're going to lose this, it's not easy for you to again get the same kind of money. This is something that comes your way when you least expected it, and it's something that has created liquidity for you. Don't squander that liquidity. So these are some of the points that all of you receiving money from ESOP buybacks of outstanding companies must consider. Keep it in your mind. Run it against any impulsive urges you get to do things with money. Weigh the consequences and then make some very sensible choices which you can implement. It's important for you to not lose money. That's the first rule. And the second rule is remember the first rule. Thank you for watching this video.